Can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me? Okay, Lionsgate is for real. Oh, yes, it is. It's for real. Okay, what happened? My phone overheated because the candle is close to it, or it's the Lionsgate. Okay. I'll wait for somebody to come on. Hi, Cat H. I'm on my other phone. Can you hear me? You can, Carol? Thanks, pal. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry about that long-winded story. Maybe the internet and the angel said, we don't like this story, so we're going to shut you off. Okay, one second. Now this is breaking. Holy cow, what is happening? My stand literally just broke. Oh. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Can you guys see me? Namaste. Pure love and essence. Okay, guys, if you need to text me, if you have my number, I'm talking to Ruby, I'm talking to Kim, I'm talking to anybody who has my number, you could text me now because now I have this phone available. It gets overheated because it's my new phone, whereas my old phone does not get overheated. It's just not particularly strong. Mariah, how are you? I missed you. I was thinking about you the other day. How's the kids and everybody? Thank you. Larissa, hey, this is all my old subs that I started with. Welcome back. Welcome into the Lionsgate. I missed you. I'm always here. I'm still here. I'm always here. I'm always doing something. Anyhow, I'm sorry. What my point was is that I took the job during the Lionsgate when the portal is open, and there was a whole bunch of lies being told to me. And so I put in $800 to $1,000 into my classroom. I got books and all these things because I was supposed to be the science teacher and probably math. Yeah, because I hate math. So, of course, I have to be the math teacher. But I love science. I've been the science teacher before. And so I had 2 classes. I had name tags up. I went to the teacher store. I went to all, Michael's. I had all these science things that I made. I had lesson plans written out because we had to. And this was all in a very short period of time between, I would say, August 7th to August 29th, 30th. Okay, all of this stuff happened. Hi, Valerie. Okay, so all of this happened, and then I feel like there's something bad happening because I keep on seeing the teacher that was in charge of the computers downstairs walking past my room, and I know that she doesn't say hi to me, and I'm like, well, figures, that figures. A lot of people don't say hi to me. They're mad at me for some reason that I don't even know about. Anyhow, so long story short, I know some of you know this story, but it was really hard for me because it took me a lot of contemplation to go against my rule of if I didn't get a job by 55, like a full-time job by 55, I wasn't going to take anything. I was just going to continue being a sub. And I didn't even think I would make it this long. Does some money help? Yeah, but it's not really about the money because it's not a lot of money at all. And there's never a set time that I can work. Yeah, I can work every day if I want to be a para. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm a teacher. So I want to be in the classroom jobs. I've done lunchroom jobs. Okay. Then I found out, hey, somebody with a master's degree and like 30 years of teaching should not be in the lunchroom. I'm sorry. Nothing is below me, nothing is above me, and nothing is below me. But I have a bad back, so walking in a cafeteria handing out a fork and a napkin and cleaning up trash and stuff, that's not for me. Also, the gym job. I won't take gym jobs. That's another video. Gym job. Okay. All right, guys. So I go into my classroom on Monday morning. I said, I guess I'll talk to the teacher. I'll talk to the principal because Friday afternoon, principal saw me, a secretary saw me. The secretaries run the schools. Okay, let's be serious. We do. Sorry, I dropped it. Anyhow, Friday at 5 o'clock, of course, I'm in my room. What am I doing? I had to get everything ready. I was in my room you get out at 3 o'clock, from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day. And that's like the old schedule. Everything would be locked up and you're still in this classroom doing stuff. And, it's not the life I want anymore. Anyway, I did that life for many, many, many years. Anyway, so I'm doing it because I signed up to do it. So I get a phone. I see that on my phone, the office, the general office, not in the school, but the main office, like the district office, called me. And the lady that I deal with, that I got the job, and she said, oh, there's been some changes. Give us a call back when you get a chance. That was Friday afternoon. So I did call her back. Guess what? We were on the way to the chiropractor because I have such a bad neck problem and back problem. So I was going to the chiropractor with Devin, and I called back, and of course they're not there. Nobody's there, right? So I go in Monday, and my room looks different. I'm putting the key in. The key's not turning. And all of a sudden, I push the door. Somebody opens it. And I look down. I see a different rug. I go, oh, did I go in the wrong classroom? She goes, no, this is my classroom. Then I look over and I see the bulletin boards, but the stuff that I had on the bulletin boards were ripped down. All my stuff was thrown in a corner in boxes, books and boxes, and I still never got back one of my paintings, Native Americans, my Native American painting I had there. Luckily, I had white doves. Nobody stole white doves, thing that I had for the kids. Anyway, it's so horrible. I'm gonna stop it there. But what I'm trying to say is, this year, I called up because Devin told me, "Oh, you missed your meeting." I don't care. I'm not ready to go to that meeting. I'm not ready for the summer to be over either. Not that I'm doing anything. I'm just living my life, you know. But I'm not ready for it. And When the time comes, I'll be able to sign up for a meeting. And if they make it hard that I can't sign up for the meeting, then I probably won't sub. I don't want hard. I want easy now at this point, 59 and a half, going on 60. I want them to, yes, address me as if I am a person not off the street. I have 2 degrees. I have loads of experience, and I have worked for you, mother effers, for 8 years. Okay? So it's like, I'm sorry. Not sorry. So the Lionsgate, I don't want to do anything during this time. And I know it's over on the 15th, and then we go into Mercury retrograde a little bit later. Mercury retrograde is my life. I can handle that. But the Lionsgate, so when I walked in the room, she said she had taken down, I said, when did you do all this? I was like so insulted. I felt like somebody ripped my skin off. These 2 classes that I already met their parents. They gave me gifts. Some of them, brought in things for me, and they were challenging. There was loads of ADH, behavior problems, kids on the spectrum. I had all these different things, plans for them. I know how to do individual differentiation plans. I'm from New York. Okay, we've been doing that back in 2004. Anyhow, it was just such a horrible feeling. I was like, am I being punked? I was like, did I step out of the matrix? All my stuff was in a corner, and here's the best. When I went to the principal's office and the secretary, of course, the principal wasn't there to talk to me. Then finally she came in later. They said, oh yeah, they just switched things around. They took the teacher that was teaching technology and put her in my class because they were waiting for her to get certification. And they made me think that I was having the job. And I told them, I put in all this money. I put in almost $1,000 into the classroom to get it ready so that the kids would walk in, all the name tags were on the desk. She ripped those mother effers off the desk. She ripped all the name tags that I put up, and she put her horrible sideways name tags on. I had the ones that had like the colors of the crayons and number line and all this stuff that you spend extra money for that. I had lesson plans. I had homework. You had to come there with homework, a test, a science test, a math test. This was all for Monday. Okay? I had it all because I was up doing all this preparation over the weekend. Actually, I was up till 3:30 that morning, but I had everything. I didn't give it to her. She can go F herself. The way she treated me. Anyhow, they expected me to stay there and help her make a transition. I was like, are you kidding me? So I sat in the classroom. When the kids came back in, they took a look at me and they go, if we're really, really good, will you still be our teacher? Will you be our teacher again? And started crying. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I had to leave the room. I can't hold my emotions when that happens because I didn't even understand what was happening. They expected me to sit next to this mother effer in the classroom, right? So then when it was time for gym, she goes, well, it's time to get ready to go to gym. And I go, okay, I guess you best be getting the kids there. It's your class, remember? So I just sat there, and then I got up. I went over to the principal. She was in a different building. I had to find my way back over there. And I said, she goes, oh, how's it going? She goes, I think I can get you a couple more days. I go, oh no. I said, the kids are coming up to me crying, asking me if they're good, can they get back in? Will I be their teacher again? And she goes, oh, I could see how that can be a little awkward. And I go, listen, they're going to gym in a few minutes. When they go to gym, I'm packing up my stuff and I'm leaving. And she was like, oh, do you want to, like, I don't know who they got to sub in the technology room, because they had to get a sub for that for a month or two. Why didn't they put me there? No. They wanted me to help her make a transition with the kids that was supposed to be mine after they ripped up my room. And I asked her that. I said, why did you take all my stuff down without anybody telling me? And she goes, because the secretary was in my room Friday afternoon looking at my she didn't want to tell me. She was looking at my thermostat, looking in my bathroom. I brought in a garbage can. I was bringing in plastic container shelves. Thank God I didn't bring that in yet. Anyway, that school had the nerve to call me to sub for them. And I never went back to that school. And like the secretary was like, oh, why are you leaving? I go, why am I leaving? I said, they told me that this was my classroom, that I had these 2 classes. I was going to stay for the whole year and fill in. She goes, oh, I thought it was just supposed to be a month. I go, well, even if it was supposed to be a month, why is after 1 week? And I set up my whole entire classroom and I have lesson plans that I did. Why am I out and this girl is in? And nobody answers. She's like, oh, I'll put you in this other room. And she gave me a tissue box. And she goes, you can call the district office. But you know what? They all knew. They were all in on it, even the teachers. So that was my story. And I'm sorry for being so long. Hi, Bayo. I'm glad you're here. I am always drawn to positive energies over toxic crap. Yes, I am too. And then I went back, I had like a little mini breakdown. I cried and cried. That was that one day. I went into bed. I cried. Devin didn't even know what to do. We had to take back all the stuff some of the stuff I couldn't take back, but to the teacher store. A lot of the stuff I used because it was name tags. And I used them. I opened up the packages. I wrote out kids' names, 2 classes. So I had 47 kids. So I did all these things. I made copies of papers, right? And she thought she was just going to get that from me. Hell to the nah. I did give her one paper, but I left with my folders and my books, and that's not like me. Usually I'd be like, well, here's this for the kids, but no, freak her the way she treated me. I go, when did you do all this? When did you take my classroom? She goes, oh, yeah, over the weekend, because I was supposed to do it on Friday, but you were here so long. I was sitting at the desk making this behavior chart for this little boy that had ADH, all kinds of problems. He had all kinds of issues. His mother used to call me. I never even got a chance to say anything to the kids. Nothing. Well, they came in Monday morning, and there she was. And they were wondering where I was. They thought they were bad. They thought they were too bad, and that's why I was leaving. And their names were all on these little tags sideways. So, these are 3rd graders that some of them didn't even write their name. And they need to have their name tag in front of them, flat, not sideways. So what are they going to learn how to do it sideways? I don't know. It was horrible. 1 second, guys. Okay. Guys, let's light a nice Palo Santo to clear the energy, okay? Where is it? 1 second. I'm going to get a new one, okay? Love, pure love essence. There's a lot of spiritual warfare going on for those who have a lot of light. Yes. And that's what it was. It was like, I felt like I was, hi, YouTube grandma. I felt like I was, like, I was from a different world. I mean, of course, I come there, I have an accent, a heavy accent. People are like, hey, you're not from here. I could tell. Where are you from? Oh, yeah, I'm from New York. Oh, what brings you here? And then you tell them the whole story, why you came here. It's cheaper. It's a little bit easier lifestyle. It's too expensive in New York. Here you can get, a beautiful home and be able to pay your bills, sort of, sort of. Okay. Anyhow, but then, like, after they knew my story, they would walk away from me. And then people in the library, when we would have meetings, like, you go through a day full of meetings, and then they let you go back to your classroom, fix things up, and then go back to more meetings, and nobody would talk to me in the meeting. And I was like, what the freak is going on? But this one teacher would always tell me, we go to my room for lunch. And I said, I thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I don't want to come off like I don't appreciate it being included. But all this information, I have to stay in my classroom, eat my lunch while I'm putting up bulletin boards, while I'm setting up my classroom, because I'm already here to 6 o'clock every night, and I want to be able to, have everything ready. So I thank you, but I'm not going to just, go eat my lunch in your classroom if I have stuff to finish. And so that last day, which was Monday, I went up to her. She was the only one that really even said anything to me. And I said, I even brought my lunch today so that I could eat in your classroom, but I guess now I'm going to be leaving. And then I looked at her, and I looked at the other teacher, and I said, did you know? Did you know they were going to take that teacher and bring her up? And they were like, no, we didn't know. We're in just as much shock as you are. I didn't believe that. And it was weird. I went back to my school. I went back to my old schools. Like, I have two schools that I really like going to, that I usually don't have too much trouble. And everything was okay. And I was like, thank you, God, for letting me get back to these schools. It seems like whenever I try to, go away from just subbing, I have all these issues, all these problems. The Lutheran school that I worked for in a week, that was hard. I had to fill out this. There was this book. There was 300 pages in it, and I had to do all these little tests. And finally, Devin had to do it for me, because it was like I was sitting there for hours doing all these tests. That was to change babies' diapers, okay, and just work there and hurt my back. Anyway, so I go back, and I don't really have any friends there either, but I have this one teacher, and I wanted to tell. Devin kept saying, don't tell anybody what happened. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. Like, I just had this weird, horrible thing happen to me in another school, and I'm not allowed to talk about it to not even one person. And I'm here 8 years. I'm working in all these systems with these people for 8 years, and I can't tell anybody. So one day I did tell this one teacher, and I said, yeah, I was supposed to be, working in this other school. And she goes, really? You mean full-time or subbing? And then I told her, like, in a nutshell, not like I just did here for hours and hours, but I told her. And she goes, oh my God, like, she looked like in shock, but then she never asked me another question about it. She was like, well, you weren't fired. I go, no, I wasn't fired. They took over my classroom. It was my classroom during the week for 2 weeks. I went to all the meetings. I did all the lesson plans. I had the things ready. I didn't know how to do the television yet. I sat with the principal on my prep on a Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday or Friday. And she did a training with me. So, anyhow, she looked shocked, but she was like, but she never asked me another question about it. And I thought to myself, wow, I don't even have one person. And I'm not trying to be sad or like mad, because I've thought about it already and cried about it. That's something I would cry about. 1 second. Yeah, I don't want to cry about it, but that's something I would cry about. Because, and like Devin will say, don't feel bad, people are assholes and don't take it on yourself. But no, it's sad. To me, that strikes me as really sad to say, I'm going to give you this class and I don't even have it for a month. I was back to work in the other schools, but this school still kept me on its register, like the computer needed to be fixed, that I wasn't there. So even the computer thought I was there. They were still paying me from that school, but I wasn't even there anymore. So that's what I'm saying. It's like people lie to you, and I'm setting up the classroom and I'm thinking I'm going to be with these kids, these 47 kids, and how can I help them? What can I do individually to help them do their best in third grade so that they can pass the math test, the science test, reading, and with the least amount of behavior problems. Usually, kids are hard for me, will be hard in any class. But if I have them, by October 15th, I usually, have them, if you know what I mean. Like they're on my team. They're ready. I know what things they want and what motivates them and what helps them with their behavior issues. And I had all these little systems, programs for the kids that had the issues. And there was a lot. And yeah, so I understand what's meant to be will always come to you. And sometimes a bad situation, they needed to take me out of there. I wouldn't have been happy. It would have been hard, and I would have pushed myself to stay and fix it and keep doing it. And I would have been sitting at this table just doing that, just doing schoolwork. And the grades, it would have been brutal. And I would have hated it, but I would love the kids. But God took me out of it. So I see that. But what I don't understand is there's never an apology. There's never like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Let's have a cup of coffee. I don't get that. In New York, there wasn't a million people like that, but I have, very good. I'm looking at her right now. She's on the wedding video. She's that little short lady on the wedding video. And she's my very, very good friend from one of my schools. She's just there for me. She gave me like a party when I had to leave. And she's just, when I go back to New York, I do see her as much as I can. Anyhow, I went to New Orleans with her. But yeah, so that's my story. So I am not doing anything till the 15th. I'm not even thinking about like, hey, when am I going to do my 4-hour class and whatever. I'm not even thinking about it because Lion Gate is open. People showing their true colors. People are lying to your face. Let me just sit in the background and just be me. And you know what? Know that I shouldn't have to push so much. That's what I was telling Devin. I said, I should not have to push to reapply to a sub job. I shouldn't. And he was like, oh, maybe you want to work somewhere else? I said, no, I'm not ambitious to work somewhere else. I want to be, if I have a job, it's with the kids. And whatever this I do. But I want it to be easy, because easy means it's meant to be. When something is hard and you're constantly climbing up a mountain and it's like, 5 years in, 10 years in, 8 years in now, no, no, that's stupid. It shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to, climb Mount Everest to be a substitute teacher when you have 2 degrees, whatever. Okay, so let me clear the energy. And I'll be getting off soon because I'm getting kind of hungry. I didn't have dinner. I made dinner for Devin, and then I was like, oh, I got to go put a buttload of makeup on. So I could do a little. Oh, I do want to do something important. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. And blow it out. Blow out the stress, anxiety, fear, if you haven't any fear. And breathe in love and friendship. Okay. Very good. 1 second. See that candle anywhere, so why do I insist on putting that candle in front of you? Okay, guys, so this other thing, I was going to do a separate one. I probably should do a separate thing on it, but it has to do with if you've been following the Long Island serial killer case. So there's a few things that came to my knowledge. All right. One is that Rex Horman's wife, her name is Asa Ellerup, right? I don't know why she didn't take his name, but anyhow, there's a GoFundMe because she's suing the police department and the FBI that went into her house because she's saying they broke all the beds, they ripped apart the bathrooms, the kids, her 2 kids, a 33-year-old special needs son and the 26-year-old daughter, they're all sleeping on mats because they ruined the beds. Anyhow, there's a GoFundMe set up for the family, and a lot of people have been dropping off stuff. I don't understand why they couldn't go stay with another family member or in a B&B, but I guess, you want to be in your own house. Now, I might have been incorrect of who is the hoarder, because so she's suing. She's going to have a lawsuit against the police department ripping up her stuff, her whole house. But if they had warrants. But what she's saying is that they damaged her living conditions. She couldn't find anything. Plus, they took the 2 cats, and she has the dog. But supposedly, all right, did I write that down? I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. I did write down notes, but I don't see what... Okay, 3 cats. There was 3 cats. They took the cats and they put them in a place, a shelter, and if nobody picked them up in 24 hours, they were going to be destroyed. Right? That's not right. I don't understand why they wouldn't give you... Your animals are like your kids. Plus, I think 1 dog. I don't know if there was 2 dogs, but 3 cats. So I don't think they got the cats back. They do have the dog back because they have shown her walking in front of her house. Okay, so there's that. Um, she has been talking to him on the phone, and the kids have been talking to him on the phone. Found that out from the lawyer. The 26-year-old daughter and the 33-year-old son have their own lawyer. So people will like side-eyeing that, but I guess they're fixing to do a big lawsuit. But when I said in my original, and if you didn't watch those videos, please go back to the Long Island serial killer videos. I think I've done 3. Okay. Yeah, so please go back if you're interested, you have any interest, and you want to see what I said about it. I did full readings on it. But remember I was saying how there was a lot of boxes in the house and that he probably was a hoarder. Okay. You don't know that. She might be the hoarder. Okay. And not that that's a sin or an offense or against the law. A lot of people are. I mean, we got loads of boxes here. Okay. And in the garage. Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is I need to correct that because that's why she would be very upset when somebody takes apart every single box. Okay. But they had to because they were looking for things. All right. They've been watching him for a while, especially since a year ago. Anyhow, so I wanted to make that correction. I also want to make the correction of that she did file for divorce, okay, after 1 week in. She is talking to him. I think I did say that on another video, but she has cancer. And now she has cancer and she needs 18 months of treatment. Now, when you need 18 months of treatment, that usually means the cancer went from one place to a second place. Okay. I just know that because, I lost my mom from cancer and I always look up things to do with cancer. But she's running out of medical insurance because of, she's not going to be married to her husband. So there is GoFundMe set up, and I think there's already money in it. But she has breast cancer and skin cancer. So she has 2 cancers. So that's rough, so I have, and I know that a lot of people in Long Island and in that neighborhood are very, very sympathetic and very empathetic. And they've been dropping off food and they've dropping off gift cards for her and her kids. And that's really beautiful. And loads of groceries. So that's really good. Anyhow, another correction. The doll. Okay. So remember they took from the basement the doll, and it was like a 2-foot doll with blonde hair and a red dress and blue eyes, blonde hair, but it was in a glass case. Well, turns out that's hers. Okay. Interesting. She doesn't answer any questions. In interest, I don't mean that as a diss, just interesting. And so I am correcting myself because I don't ever want to put up some information and then, we don't know. We don't have all the facts. So we don't know if, in other words, she's saying that they went in there and they made the house a disaster. They're saying, their story is they have pictures of when they walked in, how there was hardly any space to walk. Boxes and stuff like that. She's saying that they took the cat litter boxes and threw them all over the place. Why did you do that? Anyhow, so that doll supposedly was hers. She's from Iceland, and supposedly it's Iceland type of doll. But they took it away. They did take that. They'll check it out. So she has the 2 types of cancer, 18 months of treatment, which is a lot. So does that mean she didn't have any treatment yet? I don't know. Um, there was something else. There was one other thing. The safe, yeah. See, I got my notes. The safe. Okay, so they made a big deal about it, so I'll make a big deal about it too. Because if I'm wrong, I want to correct myself. Because that would be irresponsible if I didn't. So they're saying that it was only a safe. It wasn't like a dungeon. It wasn't a kill room. They're saying it was just a safe that had a 6 foot high ceiling. Oh, and yeah. So they're saying that it wasn't a weird thing. But that's her lawyer. Her lawyer is saying it wasn't a weird thing. So I thought that was funny that her lawyer on her behalf is saying, the doll was hers and that the safe, it was not a dungeon. Okay. It's still, everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I understand that. And this is all allegedly. And I just wanted to come back with those notes. And I'm just trying to see if I had anything else. I found my card, my trigger warning. Okay. Oh, okay. I know this is really odd, but I had covered this case, and I know Ruby has, and not sure. I think Kim Magical did as well. Let me just read the chat because I've been ignoring the chat. I'm sorry. Lion Gates has been hard. A lot of people, including yourself. Yes, that's true. Pure love essence. You too, Grandma said it's awful. I'd walk away too. Shame on them. What are people getting so bad and mean disrespect? Yeah. It's just like, it was just a weird thing. And I was like, I should be used to this because I have not been embraced anywhere that I've gone. And then I just like, maybe it's me. I mean, a couple of people did say, hey, come to the cafeteria. We have food. We have, somebody brought cakes, and so, sometimes I would go, and I guess sometimes I didn't. Like, I just kind of like quiet time when I eat my lunch, and if I'm just subbing, I know that no one's really gonna accept me anyway. So if I'm just subbing there, like I feel like why bother? But maybe that insulted them. But I've been here 8 years, and the phone has never rung, except for a sub job. But nobody has ever called me and said, "Hey, you want to get that slice of pizza? You want to go for a hamburger? You want to just go out for a drink? Hey, come to the Christmas party. You've been working here all these years. Why don't you come to the Christmas party?" I'm sure I wouldn't go, but that's all I'm saying. And I pick myself up fast, but I cry about it. I'm sad about it, and then I pick myself up. I have all you guys, right? Let me just see if I missed any. I'm sure I missed a lot of things. Hi, Grammy H. Yeah, and it's weird because the parents had my number because I gave them, introduction to me, and I had my number on it, and nobody ever called me. I was waiting for somebody to call me and say, "How come you quit?" That who knows what they said I did. But I just packed my stuff up when they went to gym, and I said, when they get back from gym, I will not be here. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. And she was like, "Oh, okay." I don't think they expected that from me. I was like, no friggin' way. You going to put your face on, Ruby? You don't have to. You're a lot younger than, you're only 40, right? Or 42. I'm closing in on 60, so I got to do the old makeup. Otherwise, I'll look like I don't have eyes. Yes, Ruby is doing a live at 8, right, Ruby? Oh my gosh. Let me get off. It's 8 o'clock. Guys, I love you all. The next time, I'm sorry that this was, the next time I will do these 2 cards. These are my angel cards. And it'll be a lot happier. All I could say is advice for the Lionsgate time. That just means the portal is open. Ask questions to your spirit guides. Ask questions to God. Ask questions to your angels. And when I say, what should I do, dear God? What should I do? He kind of took out the ambition from me. And that's good because usually I'm like, I got to do this video. I got to do that video. I got to do my, get back into the schools and, I got to make plans for my trip. And no, I'm waiting to see my gastroenterologist because my family and friends want to know when I'm going back to New York. And I said, I need to get that September 18th is the gastro. And after that, then I can make my trip plans. But anyhow, just when things are crazy, try to do less and listen with your third eye. Listen and listen to your heart, and whatever you think is, you need to pay somebody a compliment because they look a little bit sad, but they never give you a compliment. Pay them the compliment. It doesn't take anything from you. It helps them. Maybe they're having a bad day or a bad year or a bad life. Okay. And you might be the difference. Anyhow, listen to what your spirit guides tell you. And mine just says, calm your ass down. And you know what? If you're supposed to be a sub again, it'll all come easily, right? If they really want me and need me, then the classes will be there for me to take. If not, then I go a different road. Okay, then I'll be bothering you with more videos, more artwork. Anyhow, let me let you go so that you could get ready for Ruby Tuesday. And I love you all. Thank you for listening to me drone on. Hey, Jessica Dean. Hi, I didn't know you were here. Are you from Ireland? Is that Jessica Dean from Ireland? Ireland in the house. Ireland's in the house. Here we go. Oh, and I do want to do something for Sinead O'Connor. In case you forgot where you were. This is the Mystic Brady Bunch. Okay, anyhow. Yeah, I want to do something for Sinead O'Connor, but she told me, calm down, Katrina. I haven't been gone long. No, you haven't. Okay, anyhow, I love you all, and I'll see you on Ruby's Live. Namaste. Namaste.